Hey there, most of you have probably heard your parents or other boomers saying you should buy a house you know, build a family, invest for the future, live a happy life. Maybe they have even told you stories about how they bought their first home at a cheap price with almost no competition. Sounds great, right? But then you realize today, many people cannot even afford rent, let alone buy a house. Even those with mortgages struggle to keep up with the payments. You might think this is just a problem in your country and consider moving somewhere else, only to discover the same issue almost everywhere in the world. So what is really happening in this video? We are going to break down why housing has become so unaffordable, how home ownership turned into a rigged game, who is really benefiting, and whether this is ever going to stop. Let's get started. A long time ago, buying a house was just a normal part of life. It meant having a place to live, raise a family, and feel stable. It was not about showing off or getting rich. In the 1960s, most houses cost around 2 to 3 times the median person's yearly salary. That means even one person working a regular job could afford to buy a home. Some countries even help more by offering cheap loans for families. In the U.S., there was the GI Bill, which helped many veterans buy homes after World War II. But things have changed now in the U.S. The median house now costs about 5 to 6 times the median household income, and in high-cost cities, it can exceed 8 times. Income and homes today are not just places to live, they are used to make money. Older people bought houses when they were cheap and watched the price go up over time. Some now own more than one. People started seeing houses as something to invest in, not just live in. That is why many new homes are more luxurious, because they bring more profit, and the small starter homes are disappearing over time. The idea of a simple home changed. It became something to buy, hold, and sell for money. And when that mindset took over, everything started to shift. You might think house prices should drop when fewer people are buying. That is how it works with most things, right? If nobody wants to buy a phone or a car, the price goes down. But housing is different. Prices keep rising, even when buyers are struggling. One reason is zoning laws. Many cities have strict rules called zoning laws, which decide what kind of buildings can go where. Imagine a city with 100 acres of land. The government might divide it into housing, shops, offices, factories, and parks to keep things balanced. But sometimes the government does not update the rules when the population grows or when more people need homes. In some neighborhoods, zoning laws even ban apartments or small homes completely. That means fewer homes can be built, so prices stay high. And even when land is available, some developers do not build right away. Instead, they wait for prices to rise before building. This is called land hoarding. Another reason is that construction itself is slow, and expensive projects can be delayed by permits, material costs, worker shortages, or bad weather. Sometimes land even gets stuck in legal disputes, and the project stops completely. And when builders do build, they usually choose big luxury homes because they make more money. Another problem is zombie houses. Some homes are bought by investors and left empty while they wait for prices to increase. These empty homes make the housing shortage worse. In the past, if you rented a place, your landlord was usually just a normal person, maybe a retired couple or someone with a second home. But today, many renters do not even know who owns their home, because in many cities, the owner is not a person. It is a giant company. Big investment firms like Blackstone and Invitation Homes own tens of thousands of houses. Some own more than 1,000 homes. These companies do not care about living in the homes. They care about profit, and that is one reason rent keeps rising, even when fewer people are buying homes. And it is not just big companies. Even regular homeowners are becoming investors. About 1 out of every 4 homes, around 25%, is bought by investors. So now regular families are not just competing with other families, they are competing with wealthy investors, and corporations buying houses to rent out. Some homes are also turned into short-term tourist rentals through platforms like Airbnb, which is similar to a hotel, but when too many homes become tourist rentals, fewer homes remain for local residents, which pushes prices higher. And in cities like Barcelona, many locals have started protesting tourism because it is pushing residents out of their own neighborhoods. If you have ever complained about not being able to afford a house, someone might have told you it is your fault. Maybe they said stop buying avocado toast or work harder. But the real reason is that home prices have risen much faster than wages. Even if you save money every month, the price of the house rises faster than your savings. When governments try to help it, sometimes makes things worse. Programs like tax breaks or first-time buyer bonuses increase demand, but do not increase the number of houses, so prices go even higher. Meanwhile, some homeowners oppose new housing developments because they want to protect the value of their own homes, while also wanting housing to stay affordable. For their children, which creates a contradiction. Mortgage rules have also changed. Getting a home loan has become harder, and renters in big cities often spend 35 to 45% of their income on rent, far above the recommended 30%. Even people who manage to buy homes often feel trapped by high monthly payments and rising interest rates. So many people feel stuck. Experts say the problem can be fixed, but it will not be easy. One idea is a land value tax, which taxes only the land instead of both land and buildings. This encourages owners to build or sell instead of leaving land empty. Another idea is zoning reform, changing rules so more homes like apartments and smaller units can be built. Some people also suggest banning big corporations from buying single-family homes so regular families have a fair chance. Another idea is reducing tax benefits for people who own multiple homes, which could reduce homes being used only for investment and free up more housing for first-time buyers. But these changes are difficult because many people in power already own homes in the U.S. About 65% of people own their homes, so if prices drop, many voters would be unhappy, and politicians do not want that. A sudden drop in prices could also be risky because some homeowners might end up owing more on their mortgage than their house is worth, which is similar to what happened during the 2008 housing crash when many people went bankrupt. Even if prices fall, it will not solve the problem long term unless the system changes. For example, in the U.S. in 2020, about 40% of new single-family homes sold for under $3,000, but by 2024, that share dropped to around 16 to 23%, depending on the region, showing a huge drop in affordable new homes unless policies change. Renting may become the normal situation for an entire generation. Owning a home was once considered part of the dream, but today the system has made that dream harder to reach. Homes used to be places to live, but now they are treated like investment assets. Supply is limited, prices are pushed up, and large investors often buy homes before regular families get the chance. Unless the system itself changes, the housing affordability crisis will likely continue for many years to come. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this explanation, please like and subscribe and consider supporting the channel so more videos like this can be made.